I'll let him explain what that is. Welcome.
Thank you.
What is 10 by 10?
10 by 10 is our annual play competition sponsored by Scriptwriters Houston. We're a nonprofit organization and support group for playwrights in the Houston area, and each year we have a play competition, and the 10 winning plays that are selected are then staged in a play festival, and that's upcoming.
And these 10 plays are only 10 minutes long each?
Right, and at each performance you get to see all 10 plays, so even if you don't like one, it's only 10 minutes long. It's really a fun evening.
For more information, where can they call?
Area 707-5194.
Okay, you know that. Now we're going to take a look at a part of one of the 10 plays. This is called Pigskin Diaries, and here's a scene from it now.
She's coming.
Yes, but when? The news conference starts in 10 minutes.
So she'll be here. Do you want to talk about who's not here, or do you want to go over my statement to the press? Or would that be too much like earning your pay?
Mr. Kingston, your fans and the DA, oh, even my housekeeper, for Christ's sake, has heard your denial of the wife-beating charges. But they haven't heard it from your wife. That's why she's giving the main statement. That's why she'll urge the DA to drop the assault charges. That's why we really need her here to work on this statement. Now, as your attorney, I strongly...
You remember that you're my attorney, not my mother. You think you can remember that?
No. I'm glad you can make it.
Sorry I'm late.
Honey, the bruises on your neck are showing. Well, why don't you put your scarf back on?
Well, don't worry. I will once I've cooled off.
New outfit?
Yes, got it yesterday. You like it?
On you? Love it.
Look, we're just 9 minutes away from putting the finishing touches on your statement, Dell.
Where were you?
School. Tamara's teacher called.
He called you at home?
Well, it was about Tamara. He sounded upset, or I would have put it off, you know. But he said she's been acting strangely in some ways. Never mind. I'll tell you later.
Tell me what?
Nothing, nothing. He just said she's been behaving precocious, and I'm sure it's nothing.
Of course she's precocious. Smartest thing in the class, if you ask me.
Folks, listen, we're just minutes away from facing the jackals of the press, which, by the way, will include 2 live feeds. So, Dell, let's take a look at your statement. Now, this is the final version. Just skim over it. There's just a couple of changes since our last fax. I'm sorry about the typos, but it's the best I can do on 4 hours' notice.
I know. It just puts such a strain on Sam that I...
Don't worry about me, baby. You're the one I care about.
Well, we were so close to a final version in our last fax. Look, I'm sure this will be fine. Maybe you can just
I don't remember this sentence. After she asked the DA to drop the charges? I know my wounds are self-inflicted, and I know my husband is not by nature a violent man. Isn't that obvious?
Here, Sam, have a jelly bean. You haven't eaten in a while, and, well, your nerves. Look, I'm sure we can just take this out.
All I want to know is, does she need to say that? People have seen that my wife is very spirited.
That's true.
Does that mean I'm a violent man?
Look, Mr. Kingston, I'm only your attorney. Remember? I can only recommend. Now, this is the statement that I recommend for Dell. The team's attorneys and the team's owners have approved it. Your coach has approved it.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that I have to.
You know what it means? It means if you change this statement, you do so at your own peril. Now, wouldn't you like to have your suspension lifted, you know, so you can toss that thing again for real? Do you ever put that thing away?
Hey, this ball in these hands make a lot of money. You got a problem with that?
None whatsoever.
Look, how about if we just go over the statement and take out the things that Sam, that Sam and I feel are inappropriate?
Fine. Now just remember, you can control your statement, but you can never control the whole message. The press can ask whatever they like.
Then this is a waste of time.
At least we'll say our piece.
Great. That's great. I'm going to little boy's room.
Okay, Dell, those bruises are still pretty obvious. Maybe you better put your scarf on before you forget.
I will. In a minute.
Where'd you get that?
Oh, my ring? Sam gave it to me, Valentine's Day.
Impressive. Listen, we've put out a few feelers, and it seems like the press doesn't know anything yet about your stay at McLean's to treat your, the self-mutilation thing. Listen, I've been reading over this, and it says here that you stayed there for 6 months. I hope you don't mind me asking, but I need to know these things. Isn't 6 months a lengthy stay, even for a psychiatric hospital?
It seemed a pretty long time. I guess it didn't do very much good. And the worst part about it was missing Tamara. At least Sam was with her. He's wonderful with her. I always know she's safe with him.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure this is the statement you want to give?
Of course. Of course.
My first husband, a real estate developer, he beat me. I wore sunglasses so often, my friends used to call me Foster Grant. You wouldn't believe the stories that I told, you know, to explain the cuts and the bruises. That's the weird thing. You wouldn't think people would believe him, like, you know, like I fell down the stairs, or my favorite, I fell up the stairs. Finally, my husband put me in the hospital, lacerated liver. The day he was supposed to pick me up, I checked out early. I never looked back. I left everything. The designer dresses, the diamonds, everything. So, you think they'll believe this, you know, the compulsive self-mutilation?
Why not? It's the truth.
If you say so.
Ten by 10, a very powerful 10 minutes. Well, that's our show for tonight. Join us tomorrow when we look at techniques to keep your gifted students from being bored in the classroom. And we'll meet one outstanding student who is truly a class act.
Plus, we'll learn how to deal with difficult people, and we all know someone who fits that description. And famous Amos himself will be here to teach us about cookies and literacy. But we leave you tonight with some music from Tamara Rose. So, good night.
Good night.